we're here just to emphasize that even more.
You mentioned the word pressure. Is there a sense of you that you need to prove that pressure is not a big deal for you? You can handle this situation coming up?
Honestly, pressure is a privilege. And, I'm in the right place to be where, everything counts and the fans wants us to win. And, I'm here to just add to that legacy on bringing a title here.
Checking in with the LA Times, speaking to that legacy, especially here at this franchise, what does it mean to you to be wearing this jersey and the pressure of this city specifically?
Like I said, pressure is a privilege, and, just to be in this environment and this city that, holds as a unit, that really cherishes this organization, it's hard not, it's like black and white, it's hard not to, to tell what they're going for and what's the goal. And, I don't make it too complicated, just staying in the gym every day and just staying consistent, proving to the organization and my teammates, that I'm ready to do it.
Deandre, what have you learned about JJ as a coach just over the past couple of months since signing with the team and his coaching style?
He's very straightforward. He's serious in what he says he meant, and that's about it. He didn't really say too much. It was just more like, just handling our team workouts the right way and just us being on time and doing what we're supposed to do to get ready for training camp.
Deandre, you've been the primary rim protector on a team that made the finals. How do you see your skill set defensively fitting in with this group and with JJ's scheme?
Well, now all pressure is on me, and I'm a little older now. Like I said, the times where I was the only big and protecting the rim, I was pretty inconsistent and didn't really know the tricks and trade of the game, really, especially playing that high of a level. And now it's just, terminology where I communicate on the court and just know where I'm at on the floor and just controlling the game from the get-go. It's much easier now because I'm competing, and I'm wanting to compete every night. So it's way better now.
Hey, Deandre, over here on your right. Hey. This is kind of the first time in your career that you've gotten to choose your own destiny to a good degree. I was just wondering, what that experience was like for you, what that decision-making process was like for you, and if it gives you any sort of sense of invigoration, I guess, that you chose to be here, it's intentional, and you kind of get to choose your own adventure from this point forward.
Yeah, it was an opportunity that I know for sure I wasn't going to take for granted. Like everybody said, pressure, yes, is what I wanted. Waking up every day knowing that it's counting and, knowing that I'm a part of a legacy that wants to win a championship. Being around guys and great athletes like Luka and LeBron, just, embracing that and, just, feeling that aura and just, being a part of it and not taking it for granted, it makes me want to work even harder, and, it's just helping me embrace everything even more.
Hey, Deandre. Right. Just looking at the offseason, were there specific things that were important to you, whether in your game, once you decided also to come to the Lakers, how you could just fit in so seamlessly?
Yeah, just being consistent and sharpening my tools, sharpening my game, getting ready for whatever role they want me to play. If they want me to score, rebound, protect the rim, no matter what it is, I'm ready to do it.
Hey, Deandre, what's your history with LeBron from growing up watching him as a kid to being in the NBA against him to now getting to be his teammate?
Well, growing up watching him, I always thought of him as a leader. I always looked at him how every team he went to, how he led teams that made guys great. And, that was his goal. One of his goals, even have it in the interview I used to watch through high school, just, him just wanting to lead and him being that leader. And, obviously being competing against him throughout my career, it was always like a movie playing against Bron. And, now that I'm his teammate, it's just surreal. It's just, you here and, talking basketball and, being next to him and Luka it's not a dream no more.
Deandre, fair or not, the perception of you, your reputation around the league, taking a little bit of a hit over the last couple seasons. How much do you look at this year as an opportunity to sort of change that conversation?
It's the biggest opportunity I can say of my career. Some people say it's my last leg. Some people say it's my last chance. It's the opportunity that I can say I'm truly not going to take for granted. And, it's almost like a wounded animal. I feel all the tension, and I know where I'm at. I've been in the gym every day, and like I said, I'm somewhere where it counts now, and I'm happy that everybody get to see it, and I'm happy where, as a player as myself, I get to get a chance to prove something big on a big stage.
Hey, DA, as a follow-up to that, what has been the messaging specifically around that narrative to you from LeBron and Luka heading into the season? What is it like entering into all of that, having them to lean on?
I mean, I feel like everybody here has something to prove in a big way, and the chips is on all of our shoulders in a way. And not to say this is the Lakers, and the expectations are pretty high, and every night is competing to the best of our abilities and doing what we can to bring and add to this legacy.
Yeah, I wonder with you and Luka, do you guys have some shared energy when it comes to having a chip on your shoulder right now? I mean, you've got the history of the draft, history with the agency, and the last couple of years that you've had. Is that something where y'all connect in terms of trying to prove some folks wrong right now?
Yeah, only actions can show. You see how much work he's put in to see where he's at, and how he's really just embrace being a true professional and, showing and telling what he's about, changing his whole body and his mindset. And, me, you guys have an angry Ayton, where, I've been disrespected most of my career and just, been doubted. And I'm here where all is that behind me, and, I can add all that fuel into winning and playing alongside Luka.
Deandre, what's the mental challenge for you to playing alongside Luka and LeBron?
Huh?
What's the mental challenge for you to play alongside Luka and LeBron?
I don't know. The mental challenge, I don't know. I'm just embracing every opportunity. Like I said, there's nothing I'm not ready for, because I've been in the gym consistently, just preparing and just waiting for my opportunity to come. It just so happens that I'm here on the Lakers on the biggest stage, and honestly, I'm just embracing everything, just adding to the puzzle, and just want to just contribute the best way I can.
What you need to be in terms of like a defensive presence, a leadership presence. What do you hope to kind of reestablish in terms of those skills and those parts of your game now that you're here in LA?
Definitely. I've talked with JJ and what he expects from me on both ends, but especially that defensive end, and it's everything I've been doing my whole career. It's nothing new. And I remember the first thing he told me was, hey, if we're going to get the Celtics Marcus Smart, that's who we want. That's who we need. And we need you to be that person and be who you are. So for me, it's just coming out and giving everything I got on this court and leaving it out there every night.
Kobe Price, SoCal News Group. You just mentioned conversations you had with JJ. Just what have been your impressions of JJ as a coach now that you've had a couple of months of being able to talk to him?
First off, it's weird, to go from playing against him, game plan to try to run him off the line and chase him all night and every night to sitting down and him telling me who now, instead of chasing me, this is who you're going to chase. But no, it's definitely been great. JJ, his IQ when it comes to this game as a player, as a coach, is great. And we're all still learning. He's not perfect, but he strives every day to be, and that's only going to help us.
Marcus, you can defend multiple positions, and over the last couple of years, you've tended to defend up a little bit more. Do you have a preference on defending up or down, or does it matter to you? And with those conversations with JJ, what has been the vision in terms of your defensive role positionally?
No, there's not one thing that I prefer. Every night is going to be different. Every night is going to cause for a new challenge. And sometimes I might have to guard the smaller guards, and sometimes I might have to guard the bigger wings. That's just what it is. And with JJ, he fully understands my versatility, and he wants me to use my versatility to help this team.
Marcus, you've played against LeBron for so many years in so many situations. What stands out when you think about LeBron as a competitor, and what does it mean now to be his teammate finally?
Wow, definitely. Being a competitor, he's at the highest of the highs when it comes to it. We know the player he is. We know how great his mind is when it comes to this game. and having an opportunity to play against him, it feels good to be on his side now and not having him game plan against us. And so I'm looking forward to that, and we're going to have some fun.
Marcus, just your thoughts on the entirety of the roster, having Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, all these guys, the addition of Deandre, and just what do you make of the makeup of the team in the West?
I love it. We got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things in a lot of special ways. We got some talented guys on this roster. Even the guys we didn't mention. The depth that we have, and like I said, the hunger that this team has. Got a lot of guys, working for something, and everybody's working for one goal. But we're all working individually for our stuff, for our families, and to go out there and be the best that we can be, so we can help this team.
Marcus, a follow-up quickly. Well, what's the onboarding process like when you join a team that has these big-time expectations? Memphis was in a similar situation. Do you dive into film? Do you watch Did you watch like a bunch of like Luka, Lakers, like stuff like that? And I'm curious, kind of what your sort of initial impressions were.
Definitely, as a professional in your profession, you definitely need to do your homework. So for me, having these times of playing against Luka and watching him. I definitely go back and watch those games and just try to figure out, what can I do to make his job easier, and help this team and try my best. It's new, so you do have to dive right into it. You can't be on the other side trying to tiptoe in because you will get left behind.
Marcus, Minor Castillo desde la cancha, right here. Which one is going to be your role on offense this season with the Lakers?
That have not been discussed, but I believe my role is going to be, just as it is on the defensive. Everything that I bring, my skill set to help this team, whether that's, scoring, whether that's creating, and playmaking and doing all the little things.